Okay, so next I'm just going to be showing you one other thing that she wanted to see as well. Was she wanted to see how I kept my how I stored and kept my cake things, how I arranged my cake stuff. So this is basically like this was originally my pantry, but I use half of it, half of the room to pack my stuff, arrange and store my cake, my cake things and all of that. I haven't really got much. I still have like another storage space where I pack all of my stands and so many other things. But the things that I use like on a regular daily basis, I try to ensure that they are all here. Follow me. Also, yes, lest I forget, one of the most important things that she did talk about was this spray. Ensure that it doesn't have to be this one in particular, but if you're able to get this, that's fine. The most important thing to note is this is the antibacterial, food safe antibacterial sanitizer. It needs to have this C11 written on it. It needs to have this because this is what she really wanted to be sure. Well, she did ask me if I had this, and then I said yes, and she wanted to see it. So when I gave it to her, she was looking for the code. So very, very vital. Another important thing is make sure you have hot running water in your house. I'm not sure how that applies or how that works in, but she did ask me if I had hot water, to which I said yes. And then she actually literally went to the tap, turned it on, waited for it to get hot, and then she was like, so she was just going around checking these things and then just like ticking them off, and all of that. And then it got to the part where she wanted to see my the safer food for business pack, and all of that. And to be quite fair, I feel like I allow myself to get unnecessarily tensed up, for this inspection. One of the things that she kept saying to me was, relax. I think you're doing a good job. Relax. We're not here to fail you. We're not here to score you down. We actually want to see you thrive. Okay, so just relax. And I was like, yes, ma'am. So she did ask for this, and to be honest, initially backstory was that we moved houses, and then I wasn't sure where I kept it initially after we moved house, because I think it was put in storage and all of that. And so when she did ask for it, I told her that I had it and all of that, but I didn't have it here. She was like, oh, that she needed to see it physically, otherwise it was going to impact my son. I was doing so great so far. She couldn't fault me for anything. But to be honest, that the pack was like a major part of the inspection. And I was like, okay, so I just asked her to just give me a minute. I was just going to pop over to the store and see if I could find it. And then luckily, ta-da. Okay, so remember I did show the safer food for business pack. One of the things that they do include here is something they call diary logs. And this diary logs is just for like a diary log template, basically for you to log in your cleaning schedule and your your fridge, freezer, thermometer and all of that. But I didn't really use that. I rather decided to have like a template for myself, which is allowed and all of that. The most important thing they want to see is that you're taking your records, taking adequate records and all of that. So what I did was I tried to create templates for myself, and so this was for my daily this one was my daily diary checks. I'd shown you an example of that already previously. It was when I showed that. And so these daily diary checks, this particular one is for when I step into the kitchen first thing in the morning, the things that I get to do. I ensure that the bins are emptied. I ensure that surfaces are clean and sanitized before I start baking or doing anything. And then afterwards as well, I ensure that things, are like as you're supposed to be logged in. One other thing that she also asked me about was pest control. So that how do I ensure that, that the kitchen, the house, the surrounding areas, especially the areas where I do my baking, is pest free. And so I told her the things that I did, which included, checking to be sure that there are no cracks or openings or signs, of droppings and all of that. Luckily, we don't have any pest issues around here, so it wasn't a problem at all. She also asked me about how I deal with my deliveries, when I have supplies and all of that. I did let her know that I basically do my purchases by myself. Most times when I do purchase things online from Amazon, I do check to be sure that, they are in date and the packaging is fine and, not damaged at the point of receipt. Then I also did show her my cleaning schedule. I think we've gone through this previously.